Hey. Let me see if I can get my wife. Let's see.
What you're doing here?
We're going to do a live stream backstage pass for. This was live streamed last night and tonight,
wow.
and
Hi.
we are going to be answering questions from students. Tell students if they can, we can possibly answer questions of students from all over Oklahoma in the next few minutes, because we're doing a backstage pass live conference. I know you guys are striking, but the Griffiths said that we could maybe rotate people in and out.
Cool.
Yes. And I'm waiting. We're live now, but I'm waiting for them to get. No, I'm also waiting for the Angela to confirm that they're all on the on the stream. Volume off. Can you guys hear now?
Yes, me too. That's totally different spot this time.
Hello, hello, hello. Test, test.
Because I was like,
Okay. Are the students able to chat in YouTube?
It was a good one.
That would be the easiest way to field questions and whatnot. Is it locked? Here, let's see here.
Good. Should we get like a
participants? Oh well. Anyways, say hi, Dr. Alex Lee. This is the orchestra conductor.
Thank you all so much for being with us tonight. I hope you enjoy the performance.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Great
so
job.
much. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Yeah. I know he was he needed to go, but he was on the side. Are they able to chat in the YouTube channel? Is it that they are unable to, or that they're just not going to because of the assignment or the thing? Hey.
hello. I was told to come back here.
You're doing a web push. Okay, cool. So here, come on back over here real quick. We have, let's see. I'm going to use my phone's messaging to get all these. Okay, so in frame we have Papagena, who was the character in the first scene that was done, the duet. Hold on, this is Angela calling. Hello. Yeah. Yeah, I'm on SWOSU Air. I don't have a web and a wired connection right now. Okay, that's fine. Is then what do you mean through the phone? Like you're gonna text them to me? Oh, okay, got it. So you're on right now with your students on your phone? Right. Okay, well then you want me to put you on speakerphone then so the other people can hear, or are you able to hear us pretty well? Okay, cool. Well, I'm Daniel Farris. I'm the impromptu live stream webcaster for the Suor Angelica production. And I have with me here Ariana Martin, who is from the Tulsa area. She is a freshman music major, a music therapy and performance major, and oh, I guess I need to put this to my ear. And so, anyways, she was the Papagena character in the first scene with Nicholas Warren. So, do you guys have any questions for her? That's fine. Okay. Let's see if I can maybe change the camera a bit.
Okay.
Is that better? Okay, so the question, Ariana, is how long did it take you guys to learn the scene that you were in?
So we did the music for an entire semester, and then this semester we staged the opera. We met about once a week, so it didn't take too long to learn the music, but to perfect it and to perform it in the classical style and in the way that Mozart would have wanted, we had to work on it a little bit more.
And that's also including the end of the fall semester, you guys also were working with the orchestra off and on, right?
Yes.
Okay, so they had a bit where they worked with the orchestra, and then they had a break. In the beginning of the spring, they were working their parts again.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yeah, we
and
started
then
staging.
And then they came back with the orchestra to do all the final rehearsals and dress rehearsals and whatnot. That was just for the scene, for the one scene to boot. Ah, there was a compliment.
Say the orchestra and thought that it was all really cool.
Say that again.
Okay, said that how the actors and the backgrounds with the orchestra and everything in the big opera were really cool.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Well, we have someone that's right here that actually was one of the characters in the Suor Angelica. Gina, do you want to come and say hello?
Hello.
So here we have Gina Patterson, and what's your character's name?
I played the nursing novice.
Okay, so she played two different characters, although you saw her come in and out on stage a couple of times, and they were just complimenting how great it was, the Suor Angelica production as well, in addition to the scene. Are there any other questions?
The question is, what was the hardest part of performing the opera?
I think one of the hardest parts was kind of learning the culture behind the Catholic religion and making sure to not do something that would offend someone, or making sure that everything was exact. Like, for example, we had to make sure that Jesus wasn't on the rosary, or else we couldn't wear them because that would be offensive.
That's offensive in accordance with like how Catholics view the rosary. And okay,
Yes.
Got it. So there were some cultural aspects to the show that were really important to get right.
And I know we talked about that as well a little bit, because of the thought or the act of the nun committing suicide.
Yeah, I mean that's a heavy deal, because if I'm not mistaken, in accordance with the Catholic religion, and this is maybe an older doctrine, but from my understanding of it, my father's whole side's Catholic, that if you do commit suicide in the Catholic Church, that means you're going to hell, or at least you're not going to heaven. So that's a really controversial image to put forth in 19th century Italy, to see someone willingly commit suicide in a stage production of any sort. Scandalous. Yeah.
Okay, I have a couple of questions for you. One of the next questions is, Alicia, this question is going to come across the phone to Alicia, who's writing in the chat box.
Okay.
When you ask about what is the hardest part, are you meaning the hardest character?
Oh, she's asking about what the hardest. We might have a different answer to give this one.
Okay, so what was the hardest character to learn?
Oh, for you?
For me,
Yeah. What was your hardest character?
probably the nursing sister, because running and then singing is a little hard to do. It's a little out of breath, but.
And did she have more lines in the or more singing time in the production?
It was just that one part,
Okay.
singing and then walking off and then character change back
Right.
into the novice.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Okay. Well, we also have the title character, Suor Angelica, who is played by Alyssa
Hold on, we have
Garcia.
one more question.
Okay, here's for Gina, you have one more question?
No, that's okay. Whoever can answer.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll get Alyssa in here because she was the title character, Suor Angelica, of the show. So who wants to ask Alyssa a question?
Okay, so we have, how were the actors singing and the orchestra so in sync?
How were the actors and the orchestra so in sync?
We had a lot of practice and a lot of making sure our blocking was to where we could see Dr. Lee.
Now, what is blocking, just to make sure the kids know what that is?
It is basically our staging, like what we do to emote and stuff. And we make sure that when we're doing a certain tricky part or a tricky entrance or anything, we're looking not directly at him, but in a way that we can see him out of the corner of our eye. So
See the conductor.
Yeah.
There's a bit of lag. Yeah, I know this light is.
The question is, was it sad for you to play that part?
Was it sad for you to play your part that you had?
yes, it was very, very emotionally taxing. And I think that comes with just looking over and knowing the role.
Did you? I have a question actually for her because I'm always curious about this. So did you have swing in your character in the show?
Mm-hmm.
Because in a short amount of time, for the most part, you're at the very beginning, kind of chipper and
Right.
happy,
Yeah.
and you're doing your job as a nun in the monastery or the abbey of being the herbalist.
I
Right?
guess so, yeah.
Yeah, the herbalist is the best thing to say. So how did you feel that there was a big swing in your emotions when you played, and did you feel like you had to maybe remind yourself in the midst of a change that you had to, oh wait, this has to go a certain way
Yes.
emotionally?
Yes, and especially when looking over the translation and such, there was a lot of looking over translations and being like, okay, this part you're not supposed to be so necessarily sad or happy. It's kind of a mix of emotions that took a while to kind of get down. And during the beginning of staging was a lot of just like reminding myself, okay, during this time you're thinking about your lost sister, like one of the dead sisters that happened to pass away last year, or you're thinking about your dead son, or you're thinking about how all this food is here and you're really excited. So
Any more questions, Ms. Farris?
Okay, a couple of comments came through. So, can you go through? First of all, this is from Hannah. I want to make sure. Hannah said she loved the show.
thank you.
And Alicia said to tell her that I loved her playing that part.
Mhm.
Hannah also said this was so much fun. Robert said this was interesting because it was the first opera he's seen.
Yay! In Oklahoma and introduced to opera.
Woo! We did it.
And then Robert also said, now I see why it's a big deal to people.
Great.
Say that again. What was that?
He sees why it's so big.
Oh yeah.
It's a big deal.
Here we have another character we can stand
Why
behind
it's such a
Alyssa,
big deal to people.
I think, and be seen. Now this was this is Avery Morrison. She's a senior vocal music education major. Would you tell the kids? This is the online schooling
She's
kids.
very much in the shadows.
Oh, Avery's in the shadows? Yeah. Okay. Is that
Yeah,
better?
I'm red now.
Stand like right here.
I'll just sit on the
Oh,
chair.
okay, that's fine.
We're good. We'll share.
Avery, what was your character that you played?
Yeah, kind of go towards Dr. Farris.
My role was the Abesa, and I was kind of like the Reverend Mother. I was like the head nun, and I was the mom to everybody, which is kind of like my personality, so I fit it pretty well. I mom everybody. So yeah, I was kind of, I'm the only one who really knew what was going on in her mind. Why we had a moment on stage where it was kind of
Sad.
I don't know, sad, and it was kind of foreshadowing to what was really going to happen. So.
Yes, did playing the head nun make you feel really important and wise?
I already feel like that. No,
Right.
Like I said, I kind of am the mom to everybody in the group anyway, because I'm the oldest person, and it was kind of really easy to play this part because I really did care about everybody, and I know that I feel like I presented myself the way I actually would have felt if this was a real life scenario. Concerned and, constantly worrying like a mom does. So yeah, it was a really fun role to play for me.
Karina, do you have any time?
Sure.
Okay, you're going to get to now ask questions
Hey,
of...
Daniel, give me a second here.
Oh, okay.
We're
Yeah.
really behind you.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I'm gonna go strike.
Don't die. Don't
I
die.
kind of almost.
Okay,
did.
so Joshua wanted Avery to know that she did awesome and that she was his favorite part.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
Thank you
that's
so
nice.
much. That's exciting. I'm happy when I reach one person.
And Hannah said, I felt like I really knew what you were trying to tell us when you were singing, and with the actors that she could tell what everybody was really feeling
There
and
you
wanting
go.
us to know.
They had a translation of the libretto that
Oh, really?
Angela was going through.
Oh, that's
yeah.
awesome. Yeah,
So-
that's even better because it's easy to make up your own
It was
scenario.
very difficult because I did not know the show.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, good.
It's kind of hard to
And
know what's going on.
as you guys were singing, I was trying to follow a Google a translation off of Google.
Mm. Oh yeah. Well, we have another character for you to talk to if you like. So this is Karina Van Horn.
Hello.
She is a
Okay.
graduate of Southwestern's vocal performance
Okay,
program.
really in the shadows.
Okay. There you go.
Is it-
That's all right. Yeah. It's just the
That's
lighting.
about as close as I think.
So this Karina played the role. Well, let her talk to you about what role she played. Go ahead.
I was Elisia Principessa. I was Suor Angelica's royal aunt, basically, who inherited the estate of Angelica's family when her mother and father passed away, and she and her sister were still too young to take the throne. So they put it in my character's care until those characters came of age.
So just to make it clear, she's the lady that was in the red dress.
The old lady.
The
with
old
the
lady
cane.
in the cane with the cane and the red dress, who brought the horrible news and the beef with Angelica.
Well,
to
and
the
it's interesting because
stage.
you don't know what's going on really in the opera
Yeah.
until this character comes out and kind of says, "This was you get hints of it, but this is what happened in the past. Your mother and father are dead, and I inherited things and was told to divide everything up." And that's kind of what she starts out with and what she's saying.
And that's a
So-
good point to bring up, I think, as well, is that if you think about just an average opera, it's like, why are we watching a bunch of nuns?
They're going
what's
through
the
daily
point?
life.
Yeah, they're going through daily life, which might be informative, and yet at the same time, why is there an opera written about it?
There's 30 minutes where they're just going about their daily lives, and you get little hints here and there about Angelica and why she's the main character and all this stuff. And then 30 minutes into the opera, then you're like, oh, that's what's actually going on. You don't know the story until then.
And it's scandalous.
It's very scandalous.
You have any questions? There's a bit of lag.
Alicia said the aunt was her favorite role, meaning
Nice.
the princess.
Aw, yay, the villain. Yay. It's good to be bad.
Love the villain.
They do a mixture of typing.
Guys, do you have more questions? Miss Dr. Farris, he was
again?
They asked if there's any way to see all of the cast together, but I didn't think that was possible because of striking the
Yeah,
set. They wanted to tell them how well they did.
They're in the midst of well, you know what they could do is if you guys would if you wanted to do some kind of I don't know, email or something that to Dr. Kristen Griffith, or and then she could read it to the cast whenever they. I'm sure there's some kind of cast party that's going to occur.
I can provide that email address as well.
Okay, yeah. So do that, and then that way they would be able to express their gratitude because the cast they're switching off back here doing strike and momentary reposes.
Okay. Hannah, what you can do is email. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Do they have any more questions for us?
Your comments to me. Hold on one second, Danny.
Okay.
And then I can get the comments to them. Do you happen to have Dr. Robin or Dr. Kristen Griffith available?
I don't know. I could go. Can you go check, Karina?
I think they already left.
Okay. They already left because they had their turn.
About what it's like to direct an opera.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can answer that because I started the opera program in 2008 here. You certainly you pick a show that it's a mixture of what people do I know that are going to be here next year, and what shows might we be able to do, and in the case of this, we have a very strong female set of majors and whatnot in our university, and so a cast that's very female heavy, which thank goodness most operas are anyways, is something that's really important to consider.
Dr. Gonna come talk for
oh, great. Dr. K can come up here in a second. And she'll be able to talk with you a little more about that. But and so you pick a show and you figure out what your resources are that you're going to need with regard to if there's any kind of set or stage or anything, and then you start rehearsals. And we have, if you want to scoot a little closer because the lighting is horrible back here.
Sure.
This is Dr. Kristen Griffith. She was one of the directors of the opera, and so Angela's reading us questions. There's a little bit of lag.
Okay, great.
So let's have at it, students who want to ask Dr. Griffith a question.
First question is actually kind of bookkeeping on when was this opera written?
When was the opera written? It premiered in 1918. So it was written at the beginning of the 20th century. The setting of it takes place in the late 17th century. So 1680, 1690, somewhere around there is the description of when the action takes place.
Okay, give me a second here.
Sure.
Oh, okay. Explain again who you are. They had a lag in video.
Okay.
I'm Kristen Griffith. I am the director for the opera.
They're all typing, so give a minute. I heard an awesome.
We've already heard that this was the first opera that a boy had ever seen.
Wow.
So and he loved it.
And he loved it.
Good. Yeah.
That's really
he thought
great.
It was great.
Yeah.
He said he understood why opera is a big thing now.
He gets it, yeah. Very big scale. Lots of people involved always. Yeah. Lots of collaborators.
We also have. Okay, so I'm getting it's such a lag here. Okay, so a couple of more comments coming in here.
Great.
Said that they did really good with the opera. That was from Robert.
Nice.
Joshua said, "Tell her that it was super awesome."
Oh, I'm glad.
Alicia said, "This is my first opera too, and it was amazing." And Hannah said it's her first opera as well.
All right.
Cool.
I hope it's not the last. There's lots of great music and stories out there.
Hold on, they're typing again.
Sure.
Oh, Joshua said, wait, now Joshua, do you mean hopefully it's your last or hopefully not
Hopefully
your last?
not your last.
Joshua
Go
was
see
waiting
some
for
more
someone to
opera.
die.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, every year we have a production, so you should come to those if you can.
Yep.
Yeah. We'll certainly live stream stuff more, but yeah. It's,
Oh, he wrote hopefully not his last.
oh,
Not
good.
his last.
Good, good,
Great.
good, good. Are there any more questions?
Okay, Hannah asked, how hard is it to be the director?
It's
If everything goes exactly as planned, how hard is it to be a director?
you know what, it's the word opera means work, and it's work for everybody. It's work for the singers, it's work for the director, but it's always worth it in the end when I see it all come together. It's a lot of coordination and organization and scheduling and pulling a lot of pieces together. So I think the biggest thing is to just be a problem solver and try to, as the bumps come up, as they inevitably will in the process, try to keep not getting discouraged and keep pushing forward.
And I think something else to point out that is really cool that the director gets to do is, if you think about all the people, because on camera you guys didn't see all of the orchestra as well. The director and the conductor of the orchestra, the director of the opera, the staging and everything, and then of course the Griffiths did like coaching for the parts and those kinds of things. To get all those people to be thinking musically and artistically at exactly the same time and coordinating all those forces together just second by second, I think is a really complicated deal, and it's so much fun. I think when it comes together well. So,
Yeah, it's like a dance.
yeah,
Yeah.
but about 100 people dancing, or
100 people
or 60
dancing, yeah.
people dancing. I
Yeah.
mean it's kind of insane.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
They asked if the director and conductor work hand in hand.
Yes, very much so.
Would you say more? Boy, that's a marvelous noise. Would you say the director and the conductor work more together at the beginning, or the middle, or the end, or?
That's a good question. You have to be of a same vision, I think, for the story and for all of the climaxes and everything. But they probably in the middle mostly work together, because the orchestra is rehearsing separately, the singers are rehearsing separately at the beginning, and then you kind of bring it together and you're stopping and starting and trying to work out all the kinks together. And then as the director, I let go at the end and he takes the rein and he has the baton. So it's really kind of a relay handoff.
Okay. Another question is, this is more of a personal question, but where did you go to school to learn how to do this?
Okay, I went to a lot of school. So I went to college in Wisconsin at a school called Lawrence University Conservatory of Music. And then I went to the University of Arizona in Tucson for my master's degree. And I finished up at UMKC Conservatory of Music and Dance in Kansas City for my doctorate.
Okay, and you've been asked, have you ever been in an opera? And maybe tell us one or two of your roles.
Sure. Probably the craziest character I played was in an opera by Dominic Argento, and the character's name was the Lady with the Hand Mirror, and she was pretty kooky. I liked that. That was fun.
And I woke up this morning and I was walking.
I have to tell you, you'll like this, Dr. Kristen. Earlier, I was asked if you were a student who was directing.
Oh, very good. Very good.
Very
Let's not have close up on the grays. I like it. That's good.
Awesome.
Well, we don't want to keep you forever because I know that you are busy. We appreciate the time, and I think this is wonderful that we got the backstage pass, because right now there's 6 students in the room with me that are asking questions. We had about 10 to 12 at any given time.
Great.
That were in the room, and then this recording will also go out the high school and middle school students at Insight, and then I will share the link again with OVCA, which reaches approximately 2,000 kids.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Cool.
Best wishes, and I'm glad to share this with as many people as possible. Hopefully inspire some more musicians and opera lovers. Absolutely.
Great. Well, thanks so much, K-12 Insight
Thank you
students.
guys. I really appreciate it.
Have a good night.